So if you think of, welcome back. If you think of Chinese system of wushu, W-A-U-S-H-U, is the overarching name for all of the Chinese martial arts. And Tai Chi, Qigong, Tunbei, Tuina, China, uh, Potri, Xingyi, there are all these different practices that coalesce into wushu. Now, the image I'm going to give you is this. Wushu being the overarching name for all of it, think of that as the sky and the clouds. Then visualize a beautiful, gigantic tree. Now, the leaves on the tree can be represented by Tai Chi, and the small branches that hold all the leaves up are the various martial arts. There are quite a few of them. And the larger branches come down toward the trunk, of course, of the tree. And the trunk of the tree, all the way down to the ground, and the roots all the way into the ground. And the ground itself is Qigong. So the practice of Qigong feeds all the other martial arts and the movements, and both the fighting side of the martial arts, the martial side, as well as the healing side. And depending upon how you apply the movements, with your body, you have different effects within your body. So we do Qigong here with the intention of figuring out what it's doing physiologically to our bodies. There's a whole philosophical side to this, the religious side and the spiritual side. But the practice we're doing, while it incorporates that to some extent, it really is focusing on the physiological side. So, for instance, we'll start out here in about, we'll start out now. We always begin by shifting our weight back and forth. And the reason physiologically that we do this is that we have what Western medicine calls the muscular skeletal pump. And what you're actually pumping is, in Chinese, we call it qi. But when you translate qi into the specific things, you get different substances. So in this case, the muscular skeletal pump is pumping blood. And the way your body works, we have arteries in our body that the blood just runs down. They're empty tubes. But the veins bring the blood back up toward the heart. And inside each vein, there are valves throughout the vein. They're little flipper valves that go like this. So when you're pumping the blood by stepping on your foot and squeezing the muscles, the blood is being pushed back up in the veins. And as the blood comes up, the valve opens and allows the blood to come up. But the moment the pump ceases to move in that direction, the valve closes automatically because of the fluid dynamics of the blood. So the blood that got pumped up is now up here. And when you pump again, it goes to the next valve and goes up through the valve and then sits there. And the process takes the blood back to the heart. The heart itself is obviously fully capable of pumping all the blood that comes through it, but it is not capable of pulling all of the blood back itself. So the body relies on this pump to help the heart bring the blood back and refresh it. So by doing this, we're getting the blood that's stagnant in our feet back out of our feet, and it comes back up and is re-enriched. When we do things with our arms and hands and our head and our torso, the same thing is happening all the way through the body. So instead of getting like 65 or 70% of the blood back to the heart successfully, we are now getting 100% of the blood back to our heart successfully, which helps heal everything inside your body. Now, this pumping, we do it a lot, but we don't do it through everything. But we do other things which causes the pump to take action. So if I take my foot and go forward, for instance, go ahead and do this. And now I'm rocking on my feet. I'm letting my back heel come off the floor and my front toe come off the floor. It changes the angular momentum of the fluid in the body, gets it right out of your toenails and brings it up into your legs, which brings it back to your heart. We come back from this forward position here, back to our neutral, and we take the other foot and bring it forward and rock. We're moving the blood out of this leg, but more than that, we're changing the pressures within our body because now our momentum is forward and back, and that stretches the veins and the arteries together in different directions so that the actual tissue of the circulatory system is being massaged internally by the pressures inside the body. We bring this back, to here, and we go backwards with our leg, and now the pressures are different here. The blood is different in the back of the legs through your bottom and up your back. When we come back out to the side and switch feet, now we're getting more so on this side of the body. And the leg, in this case, upon which you are standing, is holding you up. And we find a balance point right here. So I could stick my foot out because I know that I'm safe. Now this movement right here is walking. It's walking. Now, of course, if I walk, I'm going to go forward and whatever I do. But we're just taking one step and analyzing how it works. All right, so we bring that back to neutral here. And as we lift our arms to this area up here, which in Chinese we call the upper dantian, which is the upper energy center, what is gravity doing? Literally, what is gravity doing? Well, it's pulling the blood out of your arm, bringing it back to the heart. And we practice our breathing here. And so let's just do this. This is called Buteyko breathing. It's one of the systems. Actually, it was invented. The name was given by Konstantin Buteyko and his wife in Moscow to help people with asthma. And so we breathe in, and let the air sit in your body, in your lungs. And then we breathe it all out, 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 out. And we relax and don't breathe for a second. And we go in, pause, out, 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 and then relax. Now, the heart is trying to push this blood back up into our arms. And so the heart's getting a little bit of an exercise. So we breathe in, pause, out, 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 relax, and in, out, 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 and relax. Now sink down to what we call the middle dantian. So think of gravity again. What's happening now with the blood? Because the earth is not pulling all the blood out so much, the heart is more capable of pushing the blood back in. But here we do the same breathing. In, pause, out, 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 and relax. In, out, 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 and relax. In, out, 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 relax. In. Now I open my hands a little bit here. Out, 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 and relax. So that opening of the hands actually is squeezing more blood out of the hand and allowing room for fresh blood to come in. Then we come down to the lower dantian, the lower energy center. And behind all of this, there's books, volumes and volumes of philosophical stuff that is associated with it. But again, here we're practicing the physiology. We go in, out, 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 relax. In, and the side to side motion, slowly though it is assisting with the pumping of the blood. Out, 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 relax. One more. In, out, 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 and relax. And now let go. So what's gravity doing? Well, gravity is pulling the blood down in here, and your hands are probably going to get warm. This is a great way to warm up your hands just by doing this breathing. And again, when we move, the blood is helped back to the heart. All right, now this in Chinese is called Wing Chun, where you're just standing here. And when you're just standing here, the $5 word is homeostasis, but you're finding balance within your body. I just got to mute a couple of people here. You're finding the balance of the fluid dynamics within your body. And those simple moves right there are really an important part of what heals what's going on inside. Now let's amplify this a little bit. I gotta close the screen here. There we go. So Wing Chun, we're just standing. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see a little bit better. What I'm going to do now is float out. My hands are loose. I'm going to fold at the waist. My knees are back, and I'm going to hang. Well, where's the blood now? Well, it's going up into my head, into my head, into my brain. And as I point my palms toward the inside of my legs, in the Chinese system, we have meridians, and the meridians are channels of energy. Your palms connect directly to your heart. And drawing that idea of energy coming up your legs, you're connecting your heart to your femoral arteries in your leg, which on a different level in your psyche adds to the importance of this move in terms of consciously bringing the blood up. Now we fold again and we come up, Wing Chun, float, fold, aim your palms inside of your legs. They connect with your femoral arteries and you come up and then you just relax. Float again. And breathing is normal. Just breathe, follow your body. I mean, when you're folded over, you're probably exhaling, which is good. And you can inhale here, and we come back to Wing Chun. Now bring your palms behind your back. The back of your hand, my palms are facing out. You're contacting your kidneys. So now we have balance here. So push backwards a little bit with your hands and allow your body to come up onto your toes a little bit. So my heels are on the ground, but they're barely on the ground. And I'm practicing my balance here. So my head, my ears, the hippocampus in the brain, the ophthalmic chiasma, which is your eyes, all get tuned up to the idea of bringing your body weight forward without falling over. And we come back here, come back to center, push, and come back to center. Now, if we take our arms and extend them out towards our lower dantian idea, allow your body to tip backwards a little bit. So my feet want to roll back onto my heels. And as I bring my hands in, I come back to my center, and then I relax. Bring them forward, lean back a little bit, come back to your center, and relax. If you've ever done any Tai Chi, the beginning of the 24 form, there are many, many forms. In the United States and in Canada and in the West in general, people do the 24 form because it's the most accessible one. The 24 form is just a stylized combination of all of this. So now push backwards and go forward, and then push forward and go backward. And this is huge for your balance, and then relax. When we walk, 90%, I'm sorry, push backwards, 99.5% of the people, walking is a controlled fall. And we don't want to fall because when we lose control of our balance, we fall down. So this movement here is reinforcing the notion that in any orientation of our body, we still can find a balance point. Relax your tummy and relax. Push out in the back, come forward to the front, and come back to center and relax. In a typical Tai Chi session, people will start with their feet here, and then they shift their weight to find that balance point. You allow this leg to float, bring it in, and then put it down next to your other foot, and then regain your center. So let's try that. So we're here, we're kind of shifting our weight. Find your balance on your blue side. I use red and blue on the internet because sometimes some people have flipped screens at home and right and left become confusing. The truth is, you can do either side in any order. It doesn't matter. But for the sake of clarity here, I like to use a red for my right and a blue for my left. So I'm shifting to my blue, finding my balance point, floating this leg, bringing it up, putting it down next to my foot, and then recentering myself. And if you find that a little tricky, I'm glad you're here because it's a balance issue. Find it, float, come in, put your foot down, and recenter. Now reopen the red and let's try the blue side. And typically people have better balance on one side than the other. So right now I'm on my red leg. I'm going to float my blue leg, bring it in, put it down, and find my center. Do it again. Come out to the side. Here's my blue point. Here's my red point. I float, come in, and gently put my foot down. One more time. So as I find my balance, my heel comes up on the blue side. My toe, I'm on my toe now. And then I gently lift my leg and float, find that point, put the toe down, and then step down on the heel and find your center. So all of the movements that we do in Qigong are based on the idea of balance. Now your rib cage, let's float our hand out, and I'm floating out at about a 45-degree angle in front of me. All right, so I'm out here. This is hanging here. We already know what's happening with the blood. What's happening with the rib cage? The first move we do here is hang, and then bring our hand up, and I balanced on my blue a little bit, and I float out. Well, the question is, what's happening with my rib cage? The rib cage functions like an umbrella. When I'm here, my rib cage is closed. As I float up, and you can feel it down on the right side of your body, things are beginning to lift. And when you come up here, your rib cage is expanding and opening out like an umbrella. Well, what's under this umbrella? Your lungs and your heart. So by doing this, simply lifting your hand, you're making room in the chest cavity for your heart and lungs to expand more. As you come out and sink, the ribs are closing. The ribs are closing. Now they're closed. They're balanced in their normal state. But I'm going to intentionally open them just by lifting my hand. You don't even have to think about it. And so right now, my right lung and my heart are having an increase of pressure here. Then they open and they expand out here. And we do it again. Now, for the sake of the breathing, exhale on the downside, pause, inhale on the upside, pause the breath, and now begin to exhale. And when you're out of air, relax. Do it one more time on the red. Now we'll rest the red and we'll begin the blue. So now we're working the left lung and the left side of the heart. One of my participants, he's no longer in this class, but one of my participants had a heart attack 2 weeks ago. And she started doing this stuff immediately. And her cardiologist said, "What are you doing?" And she explained what was going on. And they were like, "Oh my God, that's such a great idea." It's a very gentle manipulation of the heart muscle and the lungs. The diaphragm, we always think of the diaphragm being down here, but the diaphragm muscle extends up inside your chest cavity. And so basically, you're opening your umbrella on the left and closing it on the left. And the right side is nice and relaxed. Well, the next part of this move is to take the red again and go down from the top. So here my ribs are open, and now they're closing in the opposite direction. I mean, they're opening and closing like the umbrella, but there's a twist involved when you come down that isn't necessarily the same twist when you go up. So now I'm massaging a different portion of this lung and a different portion of my heart. And then we transition after this one to the blue coming up, and we're working the left side, the left lung, the left portion of the heart, all the arteries that are coming in and out of the heart, the veins. We're all flexing and relaxing. Good. Now the next step is float out to a letter T, and we do both again, but at the same time. So here your umbrella of ribs is completely closed. And as you reach up, you can feel the change in your chest. And you come down and let go. So you open, and as you relax, the ribs sink, the tissues contract a little. Naturally, they relax. More pressure is applied to the lungs and heart down here, and the expanding pressure of the lungs and the heart occurs up here. And then you breathe in, expanding your lungs inside the new space. Exhale, allowing the lungs to contract and occupy just the right amount of relaxed space inside your chest. And guess what the next move is? We go the other way. So this is the physiological reason behind this motion. I had somebody ask me the other day, why do we do this? And so, like, what am I doing? And a lot of people say, well, this is stupid. Well, I could go out and play tennis. And you could go out and play tennis. But your mind then isn't on your body. Your mind is on the tennis. But here you can look inside your chest as you're doing this in your imagination and feel the change within your rib cage, within your chest cavity. All right, very good. Now, red up, blue down, opposite directions. So if you can imagine the way the lungs and heart are flexing within your body, this motion here, you're opening the red side, you're closing the blue side simultaneously, and then vice versa. So it's an amazing heart lung massage, it really is. Plus the other stuff that's in there. Now we get out here and change direction. Blue up, I mean red up. I know my colors. Now, what a natural thing that happens is you can't really get a read on here on the internet. And part of the reason I wear this shirt with the red patch on it is that you can see the patch. See how it turns and kind of disappears? It's because my hips are turning. And as I come down, you can see that the patch reappears. I'm turning this way. So now we're massaging not only the heart and lungs, but we're really kind of twisting the intestines and the kidneys and the liver a little bit more. The liver gets a good workout from the first part of this. Spleen, pancreas, everything. Gallbladder. And we have that. And then just relax and take a breath. In, out, 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 out. And so here the blood is neutral. The blood is rushing out of your arms back into the system. The heart is pushing it. Oh, the blood's coming back in, and you get down here. And now you can feel the change in the blood down through here. Beautifully done. Now, the second set is exactly the same as the first set, but we do it on this horizontal plane. We come around, push through, and if I turn a little sideways, you can see more of my hip rotation. And I'm just pushing straight out in front of me and coming around. Let's switch to the blue side. I'm going to come a little closer so you can see my hand. So here my hand, this is Chuan, Tai Chi Chuan. Well, what's Chuan? Chuan is twist. So you unwind, twist, unwind, and twist. And this is a natural motion. You wouldn't even notice it. When we did the whole first section here for the last 15 minutes, your hand was twisting. But now you know it's twisting. And because you know, the body responds and says, oh, Pat's paying attention to the twist. And the twist is like wringing out a towel. You're wringing out the tendons, you're wringing out the muscles, you're squeezing the blood out back into the system. And when you release the twist, the blood comes back in. This is why this is called Qigong. Qi, in the context of what we're doing right now, is blood, and Gong means work. You're working your Qi. So now let's take the next step. So we went down through our head and down. Now we're going through the front of our body and back. So we started back to front. Now we're doing front to back. And we can go to the blue. And you go front to back. Now the third move we did on the first set was both hands at once in the same direction, correct? So come out to a letter T, bring both hands back. Now your kidneys are right here. So you touch them and push through your body with a twist and rotate. Now fold, bend, and twist. And the folding and bending is activating that muscular skeletal pump in your legs. When you go to the doctor and they say, well, you have bad circulation, this will cure it. Then we'll go out front and just reverse direction. So come into the front of your kidneys, go out the back. Now palms are up. So the Chuan, I'll open my hands big so you can see it. The Chuan is here. As you're coming around, rotate your hands, open them in the front, and bring them back in. All right. And the third section of the first part was when we went opposite directions. One hand was up, one hand was down. So how do we do that? Well, take the red and go to the back, take the blue and go to the front. And now there's a big twist. Turn and extend in both directions simultaneously. Now I'm spending a lot of time looking at you because I can see you. But what I'd like to do is watch with my eyes and the turn of my head the hand that goes behind me. And the reason for that is when you actually follow your hands with your eyes, follow your hands with your head motion, your spine, the vertebrae from the bottom up, is rotating on itself. Okay, now let's just change direction. Go back. So we have up, down, front, back, and right, left. We're covering all the basic extensions of our body in all those directions. All right, very good. Now take a breath and come down and relax. Okay. Hips. Bring your feet a little bit together and turn your hips. Rotate, rotate. And as you're doing this, your hands are here. Feel with your palms the hip bone. Feel the way the relationship of your pelvis and your hip works. You can feel the muscles turning. And the more visual you can make this for yourself, the more aware you're going to become of what's actually going on in your body because you're feeling it. Most people will twist and they've never felt their hips before. But when you feel this, you start to really get the idea. And now let's transition down to our knees. So I'm going to take my feet side by side. I'm going to put my palms just above my kneecaps and cup my kneecaps. And I'm going to rotate my knees clockwise a few times. And then let's reverse direction and go the other way. And now we take our knees forward and open the knees in front and then go back and close in the back. So the knees are front, they open, you go back. Front, open, go back. And the whole time I'm doing this, I'm rubbing gently my kneecaps just to massage the tissues in the kneecap area. There are like 5 major tendons that attach to the top of your knee, and not a lot going on underneath, not nearly as much. You now reverse that, go close in front, go straight back, your legs are straight, then open, close, back, open, close, back, open, and close back. Beautifully done. All right, now stand up and take your red foot and turn it out. So I'm going to use my hands as a analogy. They're analogous to the feet. So here's my feet forward. Here's my hands parallel. If I turn my foot out, this hand's going to turn out. And so watch my hands so you know where we are. I'm going to turn this foot back in and then turn it in and bring my knees a little bit together. And then rotate out and sit. Come up. And notice your balance point. I'm pretty balanced on my blue and I'm turning my red. So there's no real pressure. There's no torquing of my knee. Just gently opening my hip and sitting down. Right here. Now, the inguinal crease is called where your legs meet your torso. In Chinese, we call that the Kua, Kua. And we are opening our Kua. It's kind of a little bit like riding a horse. So I'm out here like this, and I turn it in, and I close my Kua. Now, just for fun, put your hand on your hip and turn it out and sit and just feel how the relationship of your leg and your torso fit. And come in and out and in. Okay, now let's switch feet. So both feet are neutral. Turn the blue foot out, open the Kua, out, neutral, in, neutral, out, neutral, in, neutral, out, and neutral, in, and back to neutral, and relax. Good. Breathe in and out and release. Now, we are like trees. Our sap runs down in the wintertime. And so we want to make sure that all the joints are healthy and happy as much as we can. So stand on your blue leg, extend your red leg, relax it, and grab your kneecap and shake it back and forth. The kneecap, the patella, is supposed to float. So if your kneecap feels real tight, this motion will help soften it up. And then consciously relax that front leg. Okay, now up and down. We did left, right, and up and down. And now turn it in circles. Just kind of shake it around. And I like to stick my fingers under my kneecap a little bit and elevate it just a tiny bit and rotate it like a doorknob. And then massage it. Slowly bend it forward and put some weight on it and help the kneecap remember that it's safe. And then relax it and let it go. Safety is a function of relaxation. When we fall down, our sympathetic nervous system says, "Oh, you're going to fall down, you're going to get hurt." Your body tenses up. And when you're tense and you fall, that's when you break stuff. If you're tense, yeah, I'm sorry, if you're relaxed and you fall down, you're probably not going to get hurt. So let's take that blue leg, stand on the red, relax the blue, grab the kneecap, shake it left, right. I mean, shake it like, really shake it. And then up, down, and then circle, circle, circle. If it starts to click a little bit, that's a good thing. It means it's soft. And then fingers underneath a little bit and elevate it, kind of massage it and pull it up. And now massage it back into place. Slowly put some weight on it and then come back to neutral. All right. Now that whole process is called Chan Si Gong. And Chan Si Gong, in English, it's been poetically named silk reeling. But really, all you're doing is softening and adjusting all the joints by softening and adjusting all the tendons and muscles. All right. So now let's go back to our head. This is a part of the turtle system. And we start with the yes, yes, yes. Now, the two top vertebrae in your neck, atlas and axis, C1, C2, the top vertebrae allows you to say yes. And now we say no. The second vertebrae, the atlas, ATLAS, allows you to turn your head this way. And all the other vertebrae underneath are in concert with this in this rotation. All right. So that's left, right, up, down. Well, tip your head to the side. Now you're changing the orientation of your vertebrae. When your head is up, they're straight. But when you tip your head, you're tipping the bottom of C1 against the top of C2. And you say yes here. And so we have this kind of a motion on the left side or the blue side of your neck. And then when we say no here, we tip this down and roll it up, down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up. Now you just softened up a bunch of stuff. So help your head up. You don't have to use your muscles to lift it. Just help it up and then tip it the other way. And so now the vertebrae are realigning. So this is now tipped this way, and we say yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. And so we had this motion. And now we'll say no, kind of look down and look up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up. And in that motion, the vertebrae was tipping more this way and back this way. So you've got side to side, you've got front to back. And that's for the base of your neck. Now, to round that all out, we do a half circle. So half circle. And you can go back to your side to side gentle motion, finding your balance throughout this to help relax your legs. When you spin your head around, sometimes people get dizzy. Well, what happens when you get dizzy and you're threatened? Your body gets tense. But by intentionally, I call this intentional adversity, When you're doing this, you're challenging your balance. But by shifting your weight side to side, you're reminding your sympathetic nervous system that this is safe. Let's transition a full circle all the way around. So while turning and spinning your head is, it's nice for your neck, feels good for the muscles, you're really practicing what? If you said your balance, you are correct. Hands are loose. Go the other way now. Circle this way and this way and this way. One more time. All right, beautifully done. Now, shoulders. Roll. And I'm going to ask you to focus on the back of your wrist. So when I'm rolling forward, the back of my wrist is coming in toward itself. As I sink, here's the chuan, this opening. I come back, and now the back of my wrist is facing back. So your chest is wide open, and the back is closed. You lift and roll. Now your back is open, and your chest is closed. So what's happening to your hearts and lungs? Open, close, open, close. Now I'm rolling forward. So let's roll backward. And we've changed our mind. So we're focusing on backward, which means our opening of the chest is more present in our conscious forefront of our mind. Roll and roll. And at the end of the roll is the relax right here. Just let it go and then come around and do it again. All right. So now we transition to our elbows. Well, think of your rib umbrella. Feel the sides of your ribs as you do this. The lower portion of your ribs is opening up like an umbrella, and then it closes again. I roll. There's my fold. The knees come forward. Roll and roll. And now reverse and go back and reverse. Your chest opens, your back closes, your ribs lift up and drop back down into place. And now, thirdly, we had shoulder, elbow, now we have wrist. So take your hands, open them up gently, put your thumb on your side, and roll across your fingertips. What are your ribs doing? A smaller circular version of everything you just did. What's your heart and lung doing? Well, they're lifting, opening, closing, and compressing, but in a more subtle way in the middle of your body. Now reverse that. So thumb, wrist, pinky, fingertips, thumb, wrist, pinky. You just work around this way. Now, most of us have some sort of arthritis going on at a certain point in life. I've been a professional musician my whole life, and I broke my arm twice when I was a kid. So I'm missing bones in my right wrist. But this accentuates the functions of the tendons and muscles in my arms and my wrists. I have no problems with arthritis. Interlace your fingers and turn them gently in a figure eight motion inside the wrist itself, softening up all the tissues. If you have cold hands, once again, this kind of practice will help warm them up. All right, now let's change the internal dynamic of the way the muscles and tendons are related in the skeleton. Point your finger and do a figure eight. You can feel a difference in your forearm and in your wrist when you do this. All right, now point your thumb and rotate again. And suddenly you can feel it more differently over here. It's more differently bad grammar. Could be. All right, now let's put the frosting on this cake. Pinkies and turn. I play the piano too, and it's great therapy. And this helps my piano playing. Now I'm going to remove them in the order that I added them in. You can do it in any order. I like to do the order I added them in. So let's take index out of the equation. Thumb and pinky. Okay, and now let's take thumb out of the equation. And you feel that all down in this part of your arm here? It's because you're extending that pinky. All right, so here we go. Circle, circle, circle. And then relieve the pinky. All right. And now, kind of let it go, shake it off, and brush down with some pressure. Kind of throw away any tension, any soreness from that activity. Just relieve that. Don't go up. Do not go up. Go down, down. You want to release toxins, both physical and emotional and chemical and electrical. So out is the way you want to go. This is grounding of your hands. Right? Shake it off. And now the dessert for that move, screw in some light bulbs. Okay? So these light bulbs are here. Now screw in the ones that are out here. And now screw in the ones that are down here. And screw in the ones that are out here. And now the ones over your head. And all these light bulbs coming down here. And all those light bulbs coming back up. And come down on a 45 and go back up. And face each other. And go over the top. Changes the balance. Over the bottom. Side by side. And then shake it out. Brush it off and take a breath. That sucks an enormous amount of oxygen out of your blood. And if your hands feel a little tingly, that's it. That's their way of thanking you for doing that. All right. Now, to loosen everything up, let's do this. We're going to come up on our toes and drop. Okay? We're going to do 12 of them. Ready? And 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And before we get ready to close out in a few minutes, if we shake our whole body by tapping our feet, we'll do that in a minute. It'll soften up and loosen our legs. It'll soften up and loosen our abdomen, our shoulders, hands. But it doesn't really address the middle of your body. When you talk and when you sing, you're changing how the muscles work deeply internally. So what we're going to do is tap our heels and sing. And this, I'll give you the 30-second synopsis on this. For thousands of years, sound has been used, sound healing. And everybody's got bowls. I've got, a bowl here. I got a bunch of bowls. Everybody's got crystals. I do that too. But simply by singing or vocalizing, you don't have to sing. It's not about singing. It's about opening your throat, exhaling, and making a noise. Because when you do that, all of this relaxes, and suddenly the vibration is going all the way through the middle of your chest, up through the middle of your neck, and up into your brain. So everything will shake. Your eyeballs will shake. Your lips will shake. Everything shakes. So here's how we do it. We take a deep breath and we say, oh, and we tap our heels and we change the pitch. Say, can you see? And then take a nice deep breath. And internally, you just soften and relax everything and let it go. And inhale. And on the exhale, when you run out of air, let go. Inhale, exhale, and kaboom. Inhale, exhale, and kaboom. Now, I like to end with tapping. Tap, 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 taps. This is a lymphedema massage, plus a bunch of other stuff. So we start in the center of our head, right at the top. In Chinese, this is called the Bai Hui. It's the energy point. It's the seventh chakra. You come down to the center of your forehead, the third eye. Come across the top of your eyebrow. Now, there's tons of lymph nodes in here. Tap the corners of your eyes. And as you're vibrating your skull, the lymph nodes are releasing fluid and recycling it right directly under your pupil. Tap, tap, tap. Right on the edge of your skull where your eye socket is. The orbit. Come down your cheek to the same linear spot under your pupils, but at the bottom of your cheekbone. There's a ton of meridians in here. And by tapping here, you're actually having an effect on different parts of your body internally. Come under the cheekbone up to your temple, and then come down your jawline. Okay. Your stomach meridian is right here. Go under your nose. Go on the tip of your chin. Now join your fingers and tap under your ear all around. Let's get the other side. So the vibration is softening and loosening lymphatic fluid. Okay, now above on this muscle up here above on the shoulder, come to your collarbone and tap the length of your collarbone. Tap underneath the collarbone over to the crease of your arm. Your lung meridian is right here. You're hitting lung 1, 2, 3, and 4. Tap, 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 vibrating all that. Come into your armpit. This goes to your heart. Down the side of your ribs, under the breast to the sternum. Okay, a little more tapping over here. Top of the shoulder, collarbone, under the collarbone, top of the breast. Tons of lymph nodes. Lung points 1, 2, 3, 4. Heart, it's a direct line right here. Down your ribs, under the breast to the sternum, down the sternum, and brush it off and shake it off. Now, the most important part, squeegee. Take your fingers and just, with some pressure, draw across your forehead and pull down. You're compressing and releasing lymph nodes when you do this. Come across your eyes. Okay, down the bridge of your nose, down the length of your nose, under your cheeks, down, 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 always down. Down the jawline, under the neck, side of your hand. Down, 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 down. Rake with some pressure from the top of the shoulder all the way down and toward the center and down. Okay, other side, down. All right, under the armpit, down the side and in and down and down. Other side, down, down. And now the entire breast area, thousands of glands, and you're clearing them out and making room for fresh juice. Across the breast. Good. And brush it down and release it, and down and release it. And we close with another set of breathing. So we breathe in. Now imagine that there's heat up here. We are fire creatures. There's a lot of heat up here in our head. So imagine just kind of combing it out of your brain, behind your eyes, down your throat, through your organs, down your hips, down your legs, and into the floor, into the earth. So inhale, exhale, draw it all down, and release it. It's like pouring out a glass of water. Inhale, and down, and release. Now a little fresh chi, breathe in. Now in this case, chi is air. Chi is like ice cream, it's got a lot of flavors. Exhaling and release. Two more breaths. In and out, and release. Last one. In and out, and release. Now just feel your softness inside your body. Test your balance. Bring your feet together. And out of respect, I make a right fist, a left palm. I bring them together and I bow to you. And I say, thank you for sharing some of your life with me. And it's a great practice to do a little bit of every day. Great to see you. I'll see you next time. Does anyone have any questions? Especially my new friend from Toronto or Ontario.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you were here. Hope to see you again.
I enjoyed it.
Good. How about Debbie Hall? You look like you have a question. Nope. Okay.
Thank
Diane,
you.
you're very welcome.
A comment question. So
Sure.
the thing where we're relaxing our leg and moving our
Yeah.
kneecap all around.
Yeah.
I've been having pain in one of my knees, and I feel like after doing that, it's kind of relieved.
Yeah.
I
Have
do
you?
this like daily?
y- Oh, yeah. I do it. I do it a little bit every day, like 2 minutes, because you get ahead of it.
Hmm.
Once you soften it a little bit, if you go back and visit it again the next day, it'll soften back to where you got it to, plus a little.
Yeah.
And you keep doing that, and I mean, literally, you can do it anywhere. You can do it. I do it in the car sometimes when I'm driving. I'm at a stoplight. I stick my knee out and kind of shake it around.
Hmm.
And I was having knee trouble. I've been doing martial arts for 62 years, and I was having knee trouble 25 years ago. And my teacher said, my Chinese teacher said, do this, and I have no problems. The meniscus is tissue underneath the kneecap, and doctors will say, "Oh, you've got when your kneecap is too tight, it pulls the meniscus. When you pull it too much, it tears, or it gets a problem." But by softening the kneecap and the relationship of the kneecap to the rest of your leg, the meniscus takes on a different character. It gets softer, and if it's got a tear, it'll start to heal. If it's got some stretching and problems, it'll start to heal. And with time, you won't have any problems. I have no problems with my knees, and I was terrible to my knees when I was a kid. And unfortunately, we were visited by our misdeeds as we get older.
That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
But
keep doing it. You're gonna
yeah,
you'll say it's gonna stop hurting.
yeah, because
Yeah,
when I was in Japan, we did some challenging mountain climbing, and that's
yeah,
when I really started to
yeah,
feel it.
yeah, yeah. So
Yesterday,
when
as
you
I was going upstairs, I felt it again.
yeah, and that's the invitation your body is giving you to stop and do the knee.
Hmm.
And when you do that, I mean, stop mid-step and just do it, and the rest of the steps probably won't hurt.
Okay.
It's very quick, and it works really well.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I feel the difference just from when we did it now.
yeah, yeah. Good, good.
Thank you.
Awesome. You're very welcome, as always. Any other questions? We good?
Good. Thank
All
you.
right. All right. Well, I'll be here again tomorrow, and I hope to see you all. And have a safe and cozy day.
Thank you. You as well.
Okay. See you later.